Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have a ton to talk about because we have some updates on Ethereum. As you guys know, around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time yesterday, EIP 1559 officially launched, and within just the span of a couple of hours, Ethereum had rallied 5 to 6%. Currently on Ethereum and on Bitcoin, we're sitting right below critical levels of resistance, and if we do manage to break them, all hell could break loose and the bulls could come back into power, and we could see a massive rally. We're also going to be talking about the U.S. Congress because up on Capitol Hill, there is a $1 trillion infrastructure bill being debated, and in said bill, there is quite a bit of controversy about how it goes about regulating Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Looks like it's almost done being drafted and might be moving on to being voted upon pretty soon. What could this mean for crypto? We're going to talk about that, and we're also going to be doing a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis at the end of this stream if we have time. If not, we will go over it in today's afternoon video. We've got a lot to cover today. We're really looking forward to it. Can't wait to jump on in. Even before we get started, make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. We come to you 9:30 Eastern Standard Time every single weekday live. We will have content coming out over the weekends also, so make sure to tune in for that. I am joined, as always, by my co-host and your president, Kinda Crypto Tam. How you doing, Tam?
I'm doing good, guys. Unfortunate news about the price prediction winner, and the unfortunate news is that there is none. We actually, didn't we yesterday say, have we ever had a draw before?
Yeah.
We had one before, but we had another one. Another one happened. We have Jeb winning Bitcoin because he predicted 41,500. My prediction was 42,000. Smays was 43,532. It stayed below. So congratulations to Jeb on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, now this is the most impressive one because it's not very often that someone who's in the middle wins a prediction.
Fair.
I had a very small window to win Ethereum, and I did it. My prediction of 2,826 is the closest to current. Smays at 3,000 was too high. Jeb's at 2,580, way too low. So I win Ethereum. And like I said, I just want to put it in there. I think that's the first time the middle guy won. So that's a first. But Smay is the winner on Cardano, which is very unfortunate for Jeb because they were in deadlock. You know, they both wanted 140. Smay ended up going down to 139. It, of course, is at 137. So we have a three-way tie. Unlike the Olympics, where when people tie, they give everyone a gold medal. We here do. No one gets a gold medal. No one gets the HODL trophy. We're all losers.
I have been bamboozled, scammed, slapped sideways, backwards and forwards, and Joshua Haynes said a tie should go to Jeb. I think this is a good idea. I will be claiming the HODL trophy for the next week.
Nope, he does not get the HODL trophy. No one gets the HODL trophy.
You're right.
We have winners here.
I get this really cool buffalo.
Ties are not winners.
I get this really cool buffalo. Or
it's a bison.
I got you. Smay, I triggered Smay the other day.
Hold on. Hey, you can't say something like that when I still don't have a mic, okay? I need to be able to defend
Sure I can. You are.
That's disgusting. That is not a buffalo. That is a bison, okay?
We also have a couple of super chats here. Let's go ahead and read those really quickly and we'll jump on in. St. Tribley donated $5, said, I've been calling my representatives all morning. Everyone call and tell them to vote no on the infrastructure bill. They want to rob you blind. We will be covering the infrastructure bill here in a second. Thank you very much for that donation. We also got Mikey dropping $10 in the chat, said, other than their ecosystems, what's the difference between Cardano, Algorand, and Ethereum 2.0 once it converts to proof of stake? Well, there's a lot of different differences between all of them. That would be an entire stream to be able to go into all the differences between them, but there are quite a few differences in them. There's good reasons to invest in all three of those. All three of them are good projects, but yeah, we'll have to leave that for another video. Thank you guys very much for those donations. Let's see if we can't get to 200 likes here in the next minute or so. But before we...
Why didn't you introduce me, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Because... Sorry, we are joined as always by our producer Smay. We took your mic and now we're taking your intro. We're just slowly letting things go.
It's a phase.
Slowly getting rid of me.
Yeah, we're phasing him out for all the technical difficulties, which are not his fault, and he's doing a really good job at fixing. I completely forgot because Tim went into the price predictions before I introduced him. That's okay.
Well, I've always done that when you go to my introduction.
You're right.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm just stupid.
I didn't do a good job today. Don't lie to them. I did a bad job.
You did a good job,
No,
Smay.
I did not. I messed up.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. Smay's like being mean to himself. But guys, we want to go ahead and talk about this bill. I've got 3 different articles here. We're going to kind of jump around a little bit, but I want to start right here on this CoinTelly article. Bitcoin fixes this. U.S. infrastructure bill would add $250 billion to the annual deficit. The hotly debated legislation is no surprise to hard money supporters, as Cameron Winklevoss said that it would plunder future generations. It's a very good way of putting it. The United States tax bill, which could hurt Bitcoin and crypto hodlers, will continue to plunder the future generations, Cameron Winklevoss of Gemini argues. According to new estimates, the proposed infrastructure bill currently under discussion in Washington would pile on an extra $250 billion in debt. As the contentious bill makes its way through the government, crypto voices continued to warn about a potential tax nightmare, which they argue could still be easily avoided. An effort is currently underway from pro-Bitcoin senators and the crypto industry to change the bill's phrasing to reduce the future burden. Nonetheless, the bill in and of itself is a cause for concern on an economic level, Winklevoss said. The infrastructure bill is estimated to add another $256 billion to the federal budget deficit, the Gemini Exchange co-founder tweeted Friday. It will not be fully paid for. The plunder of future generations continues. Bitcoin fixes this. His words come the week after the Federal Reserve saw a new record on its balance sheet, which topped $8.24 trillion for the first time since July 26th. On July 26th. This is a doubling from 2 years ago. Basically, I can't go into everything about what the Fed's balance sheet is right now, but essentially it is a metric that helps us to get insight in how much money is being printed from the Federal Reserve through bonds and everything of the sort. So there is quite a bit of money being printed right now, and there is quite a bit of a deficit on Capitol Hill. In fact, recently we have seen that the United States government brings in about $3.5 trillion in revenues, and in 2020 they spent $6.25 trillion in outflows. So that's nearly a $3 trillion deficit. Now, albeit there was quite a bit of expenditure that happened in 2020 as a result of the pandemic that we're living through right now that is not hopefully going to be normal moving into the future, but we have no idea if that is going to be the case. America is sitting on $30 trillion roughly worth of debt right now. The question is, how long can this continue? And even though, yes, we do need infrastructure investment, how much debt can the United States incur and still maintain its international AAA credit rating, which is an absolute joke? How long can that continue before certain countries, El Salvador being a good example, Miami, the city, which, by the way, Miami-Dade, the major metropolitan area around Miami, has the same population as El Salvador, and a bigger gross domestic product is adopting Bitcoin. That's why that's such a big deal. How long can federal governments around the world maintain spending like this without having to be forced to move into something like Bitcoin? We've kept it up for the last 100 years. Tim, I'm curious. How long do you think this can go on?
About 4 days.
About 4 days?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will check in, what is that, on Tuesday?
Yeah.
And see if everything's blown up. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks. 4 days. Tuesday is going to be the end of the world. Yeah, but seriously, I'm really concerned about this, and the reason is because we've seen this debt incur. Do you have a serious answer to that?
No idea.
Okay, that's why I took it back to me. Yeah. Here's the problem. We have seen national expenditures be negative like this for a very long time. This is not new. In fact, we started racking up the deficit on the United States, in the United States 30 years ago. We've always maintained a deficit. It's been a very long time since we haven't. How long can this go on? Because the problem is, all of this debt, a lot of it is owed to ourselves, and what we've essentially done, and people don't realize this, the vast majority of Americans do not realize this, and by the way, if you're not from America and you're in the 60% of our audience that is international, thank you so much for joining us. We are so blessed to have you here and thankful that you are tuning in. The reason that this is important to you is because America makes up 25% of global gross domestic product. They own the world reserve currency, which is the United States dollar, so even if you're not in America, not a voting citizen, you need to pay attention to this because it is going to have a profound impact on your life, even if you live in Europe, Africa, South America, Asia, Australia, wherever. I don't care if you live on Antarctica, this is going to have an economic impact on you. America running a massive deficit like this is a problem, and I'll tell you why. The massive amount of debt that America is sitting on right now is the biggest bubble in the history of mankind, at least in the last several hundred years. Now, you can make an argument about the Roman Empire being bigger, but this is most certainly the biggest bubble that we have ever seen in our lifetimes. The issue here is that all of that debt has to come back around sometime. That debt has to be repaid. Here's the thing a lot of people also don't understand. The vast majority of American sovereign debt is not owned by anyone other than the federal government. Most of America's debt debt is owned by itself. But the issue is, all of that debt is how we fund inflation, how we devalue our US dollar, and how we steal from future generations. I think Bitcoin can fix this, and so does Cameron Winklevoss, the other brother. Let's go ahead and read on here. White House confirms support for minor changes to crypto tax proposal. And by the way, if you're enjoying today's stream and you're looking forward to everything we're going to cover, make sure to smash that like button and tune in 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. The crypto community is rallying against an amendment to the U.S. infrastructure plan that maintains strict reporting requirements for developers and validators while exempting miners. The White House formally backed a last-minute amendment to the infrastructure deal in a late Thursday statement to clarify the measure to reduce tax evasion in the cryptocurrency market. The statement by White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates says that the administration believes this provision will strengthen tax compliance in this emerging area of finance and ensure that high-income taxpayers are contributing what they owe under law, he continued. He continued, "We are grateful to Chairman Wyden for his leadership in pushing the Senate to address this issue. However, we believe that the alternative amendment put forward by Senator Warner, Portman, and Sinema strikes the right balance and makes an important step forward in promoting tax compliance." So essentially what we've seen here, and it goes through all of this in the rest of this article. I'm not going to go through all of it. If you guys want to, then you can find this over on Cointelegraph. White House confirms support for minor changes to crypto tax proposal. Essentially what has happened here is we've now had some exemptions added in. Validating distributed ledger transactions through proof of work or mining, that has been an exemption that's been added. Selling hardware or software for the sole function of which is to promote persons to control a private key, such as distributing a digital ledger. So that's like selling a ledger product or a Trezor product. Those kinds of things have been exempted, but nothing in regard to proof of stake has been exempted. And there's still the same problem that the bill that this is a part of is raising the national deficit by $250 billion. You know what you could do with $250 billion? You could give every single human being on the planet a steak dinner. That's what you could do with $250 billion. That is a lot of money. I'm not saying that we don't need to invest in infrastructure. I'm saying we need to do it wisely, and clearly running a $250 billion deficit is not the wise move. However, there's a little bit more that we want to go on to here. Senator who wrote controversial crypto tax rule proposes modest revision. The bill excludes only proof-of-work mining or the selling of hardware or software that gives individual control over private keys to access digital assets. That's what I showed you a second ago right here. You can see the screenshot of the exclusion right here, validating in Section A and B. So here's the thing, guys. Let's go back to full screen. Let's discuss this, and then we're going to move on because I don't want to spend too much time on politics. It's, you know, we try and avoid politics, but when it involves cryptocurrency and when it involves inflation, that does have to do with our mission on this channel, which is to financially educate you guys on cryptocurrency markets so that you guys can become profitable and provide for yourself based on your efforts here in crypto. Here's the deal. The reason that this is important is because the future generations are going to pay for what we do today. We, in 2021, are paying for what our predecessors in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s did. We're paying for that. Whatever we do here, because the world is so big, there is a knock-on effect that sometimes takes decades, if not centuries, to have an effect. How many social issues right now stem from things that happened hundreds of years ago? That's what I'm talking about. The decisions that we make today change the course of history in a major way. And the problem is we are constantly inflating our currency through the acquisition of massive piles of debt. How long can that go on before the U.S. government and before the European Union, which is doing the exact same thing, and China, which is doing the exact same thing, all of the national governments of the world run into the problem that, oh my gosh, our currencies are useless, they're hyperinflating, and we don't have control over them anymore. There's only so long that you can control Pandora and try and keep her right in between her box and the rest of the world before she just busts out and you have no idea what the impact is going to be. That's what we're looking at right now. And Bitcoin is the way to fix this. This is why I preach so much about Bitcoin. I am not a Bitcoin maximalist. I don't claim to be, but I do own a lot of Bitcoin. And the reason is because the only reason that these federal governments around the world have the power to screw our children out of their wealth and their currency status is because they are not forced to by a hard currency like Bitcoin or like what came before, which was gold. This is just another reason why we need Bitcoin, and it, by the way, is another reason why Bitcoin will be adopted, because I can tell you one thing, the vast majority of the world is sick and tired of stuff like this. Yes, we need infrastructure. Yes, I think that to have a modern society, taxes have to be a thing. I'm not against taxes. I'm not against infrastructure. I'm not against government. I'm against the way that all three of those things are being done and executed in a very irresponsible way. If you were running a 50% deficit and you went broke and you went and kept borrowing money from, oh, I don't know, your children, wouldn't that be a problem? Wouldn't that be something that's difficult for you? Wouldn't that be something that you would not want to do? That's what our government is doing right now. Political spiel over. Tim, do you have any thoughts on all of that?
I mean, nothing to add to what you said other than if you guys are wanting to learn more about what even Jeb was saying there and the history of it, it was a massive eye-opener to me when I read the Bitcoin Standard. And I was telling someone on our staff the other day, I was like, man, if you need any type of motivation or any type of thought of like, man, why should I be getting into Bitcoin right now? It is read like the first, 5 chapters of the Bitcoin Standard. He talks about Bitcoin a little bit, but he really just goes into the history of currency and what has happened to world economies throughout the world's history based off of what the currency is. And after those 5 chapters, you're going to literally push pause. You're going to go take a large amount of your money and put it into Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's
because
exactly what
it will scare the crap out of you.
It's terrifying.
What he's predicting will happen and watching it unfold.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, this is not, and just to clear everything up and to make sure chat understands this is not a partisan issue. The debt has risen under Republican and Democrat presidencies and Congresses. This is not a partisan issue. This is not an anti-Democrat or an anti-Republican thing. This is an anti-government thing that doesn't have any checks and balances on it. You know, the funny thing is we're not allowed to print money because that's called counterfeiting, and why would you ever do that? That is so evil of you. But guess what the government does whenever it runs a deficit? It goes and prints money because they're the ones with the guns and the people in charge, and they can throw you in jail if you do it, but you can't do the same to them. That's the issue. We've got checks and balances between the legislator, the executive, and the judicial. But what about the entire government having checks from us onto them? We only have a couple of options every time we go and vote, and both options always raise the debt and steal from our future generations. Bitcoin is the solution. It is the only solution, and it's why you should invest in it, because when people see that they're getting screwed over and there's a way that they could not be getting screwed over, study human history, they'll take that opportunity. Smash the like button if you're enjoying today's video. And by the way, someone said, go contact your senator to protest this. I am not going to put any political opinions from myself into you, but if you don't think this is right and you want to study it more and make sure you're informed, definitely go contact your senator. That is your civic duty. You are more than welcome to do that. That is what we mean when we live in a free world. Luckily, we do have some of those liberties where we can fight back against stuff like this. Anyway, with that said, unless there's anything you guys want to add, let's go ahead. What you got, Smay?
Tim, why don't you show them that we can show your screen now?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We can. What do you guys want to? What do you guys want to see on my screen?
Put the chart or something so I
I got a chart right here. I'm looking at Bitcoin,
Look at this,
as
guys.
always.
We can see Tim's screen.
This is new.
That says Ethereum.
Well, it's delayed then.
Oh, I guess it's broken.
Oh my gosh. No!
No!
Poopy. Well, guys, there's like 40 things.
Never mind. We got excited.
We got a fancy setup right here. It's a little bit crazy, but it's working.
I wouldn't use the word fancy.
I don't mean fancy in a good way. I mean fancy as in complicated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, Tim, let's go ahead and read some of these super chats before we move on here.
Let's do it.
We're going to move on to some technical analysis here in just a second.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, we got one from Saint Trilby, saying, I've been calling my reps all morning. Everyone call and tell them to vote no on the infrastructure bill. They want to rob you blind.
Yep, absolutely.
So we're gonna have some.
We read that one and Mikey's also earlier.
We already read it.
I read them.
Oh, I thought you were just going through them. Did you read all of it? You just read Mikey's?
Nova 321 is the next one.
Okay, well, I thought that you just mentioned it. Jeb, you need to remind your subscribers to contact their local senator to protest the amendment like BitBoy Crypto did.
Yeah.
See his video.
Yeah, guys, that's if you're over the age of 18, that is your job. You are more than welcome to do that. You have a voice, and don't let it go to waste.
Yeah, we just got one from Eddie Parrott saying, you know what we say in the club? Smay baby.
Smay baby.
Smay baby.
So we're thinking about starting a new show called, instead of day trading, Smay trading. Give us a 1 in chat if you want to see Smay trading. That's something that we're thinking about doing. Now, Smay doesn't have a ton of experience trading, so it'd be really funny. And it'd be a really interesting show. So let us know what you think. Faux show down below. Let's go. Awesome. Good deal, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move on here to Ethereum because EIP 1559 has launched. We're going to do some Ethereum technical analysis. But first, I want to give you a couple of updates on what's going on here. We're going to start over on Bitcoin issue, Bitcoin Susie, by the way, this right here, and this is talking about Ethereum 2.0 and some frequently asked questions. So we see that there are 4 phases to the Ethereum 2.0 rollout. Phase 2 launched on the 1st of December 2020. That is the side chain, the beacon chain, that already launched. In phase 1, we will see the shard change, that is shard chains, that is expected in 2021. Now, I can't go into what all that means. There are different shards. Sharding is something that cryptocurrency, that Ethereum has been talking about for a very long time. They are ways of parallel processing transactions. The shard chains should be coming online this year, hopefully. Ethereum's data and transactions will run on shard chains. These are proof-of-stake blockchains. They use validators to confirm transactions, create blockchains, and communicate with the beacon chain, which is the main one. It is expected that Ethereum 2 will begin with 64 shards. At this point, they will not be supporting smart contracts or accounts. Now, this is the actual launch. 1.5 is what we mean when we say the launch. The legacy Ethereum chain becomes a shard of the new Ethereum blockchain. So it comes alongside it, and then everything really gets moved on to the main chain. In this phase, the legacy Ethereum network will transition to proof-of-stake network and be connected to the main Ethereum 2 chain. So we're hoping that Ethereum 2.0 through phase 1.5 is going to launch formally next year. And there's actually a lot of exuberance that is going to happen. Crypto analysts are saying this after the Ethereum hard fork. Martin Gasper, research analyst at Crosstower, said the apparent success of the upgrade is being priced in. The notion of Ethereum becoming a deflationary cryptocurrency in the future is now tangible, and the effects on Ethereum's valuation could be profound. Alex, co-founder and CEO of Nansen, said it will take a while, possibly even weeks, to see any real impact from the upgrade. Currently, he is focusing on a metric that looks at the percentage of EIP 1559, which is the percentage of EIP 1559 transactions, which is currently very low. As wallets, bots, etc., start making the use of EIP 1559 features, we will know more about how this upgrade affects Ethereum long term. And it goes on. Here's one interesting statistic for you. We've seen nearly, I think it's over $10 million in Ethereum burned in just the last 24 hours. We've seen a massive amount of Ethereum burned, and this is a good thing because according to Dune Analytics, if we had seen Ethereum EIP 1559 launch a year ago, we would have seen a 70% reduction in the inflation of Ethereum. Now, that doesn't mean that Ethereum is becoming deflationary. It just means that the inflation is slowing down. So essentially what we've just seen on Ethereum is basically a halving event. We've essentially seen a halving event on Ethereum, the likes of which you would see on Bitcoin every 4 years. And what happens whenever you see a halving on Bitcoin? Generally speaking, it 10x's in the next 18 months. Could we be about to see the same thing happen on Ethereum? I think this explains why Ethereum rallied yesterday after the news dropped that EIP 1559 had actually been activated. Most of the time, and this is something that we talked about on the channel here, most of the time when you see a big event like this, you see it get priced in, and then as soon as it actually launches, then, okay, it's over. Everybody gets bored and leaves. But in this case, we saw it launch, and then everybody bought up Ethereum, and we rallied to a new local high of 2850. This is a very big deal, and the reason that this is a big deal is because it means that there's a lot of exuberance and excitement in the cryptocurrency market right now, specifically in Ethereum, and Ethereum might actually be the one leading the charge. Just take a look at what Bitcoin's chart looks like over the last 8 days, and then look at Ethereum. Both of them have highs over here around August the 1st, and then as of yesterday, but Ethereum has higher highs and Bitcoin has lower highs. It actually looks like Ethereum is going to lead this charge, and EIP 1559 is the most logical reason for why that might be occurring. So guys, we got some technical analysis here we want to do, and I also want to go ahead and quote Vitalik here in a second on what he's talking about. But first, I want to ask Tim, where do you think Ethereum is going next, and what impact do you think EIP 1559 will have on Ethereum in the long run?
I think we're still seeing that unfold, and we don't know for certain to what degree, but I think up. I think as we see all these coins burning, I think we're seeing more value come in. I think there's more attention coming in. Well, it was kind of funny watching yesterday. We saw on chat people talking about, oh, Ethereum's going to lead the charge. It was kind of like a slingshot thing where, like, literally Ethereum spiked while Bitcoin and Cardano and everything stayed low, and then all of a sudden Ethereum just stayed put and everything else slingshot up there. I don't think it's time to say Ethereum is going to be the leader of the whole movement. I still think Bitcoin has a little too much power and has its own fundamentals going on. But the fundamentals you see from Ethereum matched with the technicals, I believe we're going to be over 3,000 here very soon and can continue to press back towards all-time high That's when is the question there. Is it the next couple weeks, next month or two? Like I'm not 100% certain on that one, but I think we'll get back there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, no, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum both have some great fundamentals on their side, and EIP 1559 is just one example. Smay, do you have any thoughts on where Ethereum might be headed? Maybe we can get some insight from the Turtle TA. What are they saying?
You keep asking me things when I don't have a mic.
I know. You got to scream. You got to yell.
I think the turtles predict that Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to be in a pattern that is bullish, and it will go up here soon. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That was perfect timing. That's hilarious. All right, well, I think the turtles are onto something, guys. Drop a like on the video, if you think the turtles are onto something. We should be having a turtle view camera here in the next couple of months. I can't guarantee that, but we got a plug.
We still need to talk to our new landlord.
We got a plug for turtles. It sounds sketchy, but I'm told by Smay that it's not. We just have a plug for turtles. They're like, is it good?
Yeah, well, we have somebody who offered to help us source a turtle for our show. So stay tuned. We still need to talk to our new landlord if it's possible, but it might be happening, guys. It might be happening.
That's only kind of terrifying. So let's go ahead and jump onto the Ethereum chart, guys. If you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to smash that like button. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the webinar that is going to be going live on August the 18th at 3:30 p.m. This is going to be happening in 12 days. And essentially what we're talking about here is we're all going to get in a call for an hour. I'm going to do about 20 to 30 minutes of teaching on a subject that we will be announcing probably next week. I don't know when exactly we're announcing the subject, but it's going to be really good. You guys are going to get a lot of great value out of it. And then the last 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how long we spend on the teaching, I will be answering you guys questions, and we will be having a bunch of fun together. It's going to be great. Tim's going to be there, and you and I will get to connect and interact. Any of those burning questions that you've had that you're like, Jeb, I really want to get an in-depth answer on this, you'll be able to ask them. I'll be able to bring you up on stage, and we can talk for a little bit, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. We're piloting this. I think it's going to be great. If you want to sign up, the link is in the description box down below. There is only 12 days left because it's happening in 12 days, so make sure you go ahead and do that. You can find all the relevant links in the description box down below. But let's go ahead and move on here to some Ethereum TA. I know you guys are very excited for EIP 1559, very excited for what Ethereum is bringing. I would not buy right now. Mic drop. What? Ethereum is really bullish right now. What are you talking about, Jeb? We just rallied 60% in 14 days. EIP 1559 launched. Ethereum 2.0 is now finally maybe going to happen. The entire Ethereum ecosystem is bullish. Ethereum's leading Bitcoin. Why would you not say right now is a good time to buy? It's a valid question. Let's explain. So, the reason why I would be hesitant to buy Ethereum right now is actually rooted in what I just said. Notice, ever since the 21st of July, Ethereum has rallied 62% in 16 days. Now, even before I continue, I must address the elephant in the room, which is the power of the pump. The power of the pumpamentals is strong with this one, Ethereum in particular. It's strong with all cryptocurrencies, but I'll tell you what, sometimes Ethereum starts going and, oh my goodness, ain't nothing going to stop it. And EIP 1559 might be an example of that. So I want to make sure that's made clear. Ethereum could go into a massive rally, and if it starts breaking $2,900, forget everything I'm about to say. It's probably going to moonshot and go back to all-time high in a month. However, if it doesn't break above 2870, and I'll show you where that comes from in a second, then we very much should be expecting some consolidation. I'm not saying a big drop, maybe a couple percent, but I think we should be expecting some consolidation over the next couple of days and wait for the breakout so that we can be wise traders. Technical analysis and trading wisdom tells us it's better to wait for a breakout with volume and enter the trade then, and then you're going to massively reduce your risk while not really impacting your reward all that much, which raises your risk-to-reward ratio, which then, in turn, will make you more profit. In this case, guys, if you want to learn more about just that, we actually have an entire video on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy talking about how to set up and execute profitable trades. It's one of my favorite videos in the entire academy. I go over everything you need to know about setting up and executing those trades so that you know how to calculate your risk-to-reward ratio, set your stop loss, set your price target, set your exits, set all of that. We talk about all of that over in CT2A. We've had a ton of people join the academy lately. If you want to join the massive group of people that are learning about technical analysis every single day, you can do so at the link in the description box down below. Anyway, On Ethereum, there is something that I want to bring to your attention, and it would be the $2,900 level that I just talked about. You can see it right here. We have a blue level and a red level. This blue level I have set at the exact local high that we set just yesterday. And then this red level I have set here based on the price action that we saw happen back in May and June. Notice we rallied to this level, this red level of just under $2,900 3 times on the 26th of May, the 26th of May again, and then the 27th of May. And then we rallied to this level twice on June the 3rd and June the 3rd again. Then we rallied to our current high, which is almost a perfect touch on the exact same level, 2847. We rallied to 2846 right here on the 7th of June. So we have many, many tops sitting at this $2,870 region. And it also shows up if we look at our VPVR. Looking at our VPVR on Ethereum and looking at just the previous couple of months of price action, we can see that that's the very top of our VPVR trading range. Why? Well, because we don't have hardly any trading up there. We actually just uploaded a video in CT2A going over VPVR, so if you want to know how this indicator works, we also teach that over there. But the point here is, if we don't manage to break this level, expect some consolidation, because this is important resistance. But if we break 2880, there's not much up here, is there? There's not really any resistance. There's hardly anything. There's not much resistance above 3,000. The path to $5,000 is clear. To be honest with you, if there's enough interest and momentum in the space, $5,000, I've watched this happen, could be achieved in a matter of weeks. I don't think that's likely, but it is in the cards. Like I said, we don't want to underestimate the power of the pump, but we also want to maintain wisdom, and wisdom tells us don't bet on the power of the pump until the power of the pump has made itself clear to you. In this case, there are reasons to believe that that might happen, though. Looking down on the 4-hourly chart, there is a massive, massive bullish RSI divergence going on that's been happening for the last week and a half. We've actually already talked about this, but I want to bring it to your attention again. Notice how we have an uptrending level of support here on Ethereum and a downtrending level of support here on Ethereum's 4-hourly RSI. This is very powerful because, as I was talking about with Tim, I think we were talking about this off camera the other day, RSI divergence is very rarely ignored. I've watched it so many times play out in my career here in cryptocurrency. I've been doing technical analysis every single day, more or less, with the exception of some weekends and vacations, but pretty much every single day for the last 4 years. I have spent thousands of hours of my life looking at charts, and I can tell you from that experience, RSI divergence is very rarely ignored. Right now, we have a massive, massive example of bullish RSI divergence, which indicates we should be moving farther to the upside. And frankly, if our RSI divergence is this long, from the 24th of June to the 5th of August, 2 weeks of RSI divergence, generally speaking, you can kind of find a price target on RSI divergence based on how long it had been in effect. There's not really a good way of doing a price target on RSI divergence, but based on my experience, it is predicting higher than $2,900, which is where our current resistance is. So watch out for that. There is a good potential and a good likelihood that that could be one of the reasons that we go into a major rally. Another thing to point out here is that the volume is very high. We can also see that we have seen a pretty big spike in volume. Yesterday, we saw one of the highest volume candles that we have seen in a very long time. We've only seen one higher ever since mid-June. So there's quite a bit of volume in the cryptocurrency space right now. That's that exuberance playing out. And we also see that, what was I going to say? We also see that there have been, so in the last 16 days, there have been only 2 red candlesticks. This 12-day or 13-day uptrend right here that we saw on Ethereum is unprecedented. We've literally never seen this many candlesticks be green in a row. It has never happened in the entire history of Ethereum. There is so much going on Ethereum right now that our $3,000 price prediction that we made a week and a half ago looks like it's basically come true. And if we start breaking that 3K, we're probably going to go a lot higher. Tim, I want to ask you, do you think Ethereum is about to break 3,000 in the next week or two? Do you think we need consolidation first? I want to hear what you think.
And the reason why, I think that potentially there is I think we might have when I say small correction, I mean small correction, borderline moving sideways more so than moving down.
Yeah.
But slightly down. I think maybe potentially we could go back and touch 2,700, maybe drop a little bit below 2,700 before we resume back up. But there's a couple reasons why. First of all, I mean, I even saw it in chat. There is both bullish and bearish divergence happening. But one of the things that I even talked to Jeb about, and I have a suspicion what the RSI is doing is we had such a fast rally with the RSI, it had to kind of correct. So there is some bearish divergence. But what I have seen in the RSI bearish divergence is while it does slightly move the price down, what it actually does more is moves it sideways to actually distribute the numbers so that when we do have a nice rally, the RSI doesn't get like crazy overextended. So for those of you asking, Jeb, isn't there bearish divergence there as well? Absolutely.
There is, down on the hourly
What he's
chart.
talking about, though, is the overall more powerful, more price changing bullish divergence that we are seeing. And so that is point one why I think that we're going up. The other thing is, someone asked earlier, is this going to be the decoupling of Ethereum and Bitcoin? I don't know, but I'm kind of in the boat of thinking, no, I don't think this is going to I don't think we're going to diverge just yet. I think we are going to see the entire crypto market continue to operate similarly. I do believe Bitcoin, being the front runner, being the king, is about to see a massive price increase. And when I say massive, I don't mean back to all-time high, but I think we're going to, we see those numbers. A lot of people are saying, oh, we got to get over that 42.5. We got to get over that 45. I think we're going to. I think Bitcoin is going to go up. I think Ethereum, Cardano, and all the rest of them are going to follow. I think, Ethereum is going to smash that 3,000. They're going to continue to, what's the proper term for that? Dump coins. What's the burn? They're going to burn coins. They're going to burn coins. That's going to cause the price to continue to go up. I think the interest is coming to a peak. I think, there's a lot of scares about what the future holds with our economy in terms of not only the news Jeb was talking about now, but also the disease that cannot be named. What is it going to do? Yeah. This is the perfect time for people to go ahead and get involved and go with it because at this point we don't know anything about what's going to happen there. I think we see a lot of institutions getting their bank accounts ready to invest in especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. Mm-hmm. So for those reasons, fundamentally and technically, I do believe we're going to go through that $3,000 level on Ethereum. I think we're going to continue to go up higher. And again, Ethereum will hit new all-time highs before Bitcoin does, is my prediction.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I think you might be right. And the reason is, guys, Ethereum has so many fundamental things behind it. By the way, one of the fundamentals of our channel that matters quite a bit to the growth of our channel is the like button. So consider hitting that like button. I know we got 2,400 people watching. I know we can be over 1,000 likes in the next minute or so. Go ahead and smash those like button, guys. I very much appreciate it. And like I was saying earlier, guys, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, you can do so with CT2A. That is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. It's almost 3 years old now. In fact, next month it will be 3 years old. It launched September 23rd, a month after my birthday, a month after I turned 18, actually. It launched September 23rd, 2018, and ever since then, we've been continuously adding content, continually updating content, continually making it better and better and better. We believe in an idea called Kaizen. It's a Japanese idea that Toyota Motor Corporation uses, and it means continuous improvement. So we're continually trying to improve our product. We're continually trying to make it better. I record videos for CT2A basically every single day now. If you want to get access to CT2A, make sure to check the link in the description box down below. Like I said, we've had thousands of people sign up. Drop a 77 in chat if you are a CT2A alumni and you would like to see more content coming out in the future and you would like for people to sign up. I know we got a lot of big fans of CT2A. Now, a few more things on Ethereum. Yes, I do see the bearish RSI divergence on the hourly chart. And I want to address this briefly because drop a 1 in chat if this is something that you see happen sometimes on technical analysis. You'll see the chart is saying one thing in one case and another thing in another case. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what do I listen to? What do I follow? This indicator saying up, this indicator saying down, this indicator saying backwards, Here's what you need to do in that instance. If there's two indicators of equal strength saying the exact opposite thing, cancel them out. It's like math, in my opinion. That's the way that's always worked for me. Maybe both of them will play out, though, so keep that in mind. They might cancel out, or both. The upside and the downside might play out, one after the other. However, generally in technical analysis, there's going to be a distribution of the TA where more of it is saying one thing than another. Generally, you're going to see a consensus in the technical analysis in one direction or the other. If you don't, and the technical analysis is perfectly split, then I'm sorry, the TA ain't going to give you that much. But if the TA is saying 70% of the technical indicators are saying up, 20% are saying down, 10% are saying God knows what, then you're probably going to go up. This is what we call the dissonance or the confirmation of technical indicators, or excuse me, not the confirmation, the what's the term I'm looking for? It starts with a C. What term am I looking for, Tim? The coming together of the indicators, the coalescence. The convergence, thank you. The dissonance or the convergence of technical indicators, MACD, moving average convergence, divergence. The convergence or the divergence and the dissonance of technical indicators. Whenever you see everything saying bullish, that's convergence of technical indicators. That's powerful, because if everything's in agreement, then what are the traders going to see? Everybody who's doing TA is going to say, oh, we're going up. Okay, I'll buy. If everything's saying we're going to go down, then okay, then everybody's going to say, okay, I'm going to sell or I'm going to short because it's going to go down. If there is 70% saying bullish, 30% saying bearish, then you get the picture. Now, here's what we're seeing on Ethereum. There are bearish indicators. For example, there's the hourly chart bearish RSI divergence right in here. And by the way, take note, it is playing out. And like I said, I am expecting some of this action somewhere slightly sideways into the downside so that we can consolidate. So I do actually listen to this RSI divergence. This is a good example of what I was talking about when I say maybe both will play out. On the hourly chart, maybe we have a downtrend. But on the 4-hourly chart, where we're seeing this massive RSI divergence, I think that's going to play out also. 4-hourly chart that's lasted for 2 weeks is a lot more powerful than 1-hourly chart that's lasted for a day and a half. So we might see a couple days of downwards movement. We might even see that happen based on the bearish MACD that we see out here on the 4-hourly chart. But I think we're probably going to find our bottom somewhere around our previous high, maybe, for example. We can see that there was a high right here on around 2662. Perhaps we come down here, correct, the RSI divergence plays out, and then we rally farther. That's what Tim was talking about earlier, and I agree with him. I think we're going to see small, and I'm talking small, slight pullback. And then, frankly, it's going to be hard, but if we break through that $2,900 level and start rallying, then, gloves are off, market's going crazy. Yeah. So let's see what chat is saying, Tim. Did we hit that 1,000 likes? We didn't. Come on, guys. I know we can hit it.
Yeah, we can get there for sure.
People are asking about Lux Algo, too. We can look at that in a second.
There's the normal turtle talk, and some
turtle
people
talk.
Some people hate the turtle talk, some people love the turtle talk. You have created a very polarizing topic here, Smay.
I'm being very sparingly with the turtle talk in the chat. I'm not bringing it onto the show.
To be fair, I keep bringing it up. I keep bringing it.
I love it. Like it is.
I think it's hilarious.
Let's see. I'm trying to make sure we got nothing. I'm going to see if we have any questions that are like really, really good that we haven't really discussed. Someone did ask. Adam Chamberlain asked, would you go the longer time frame, 4 hour versus 1 hour? Would you go with the 4 hour instead of the 1 hour? What are your thoughts there?
I mean, if I can go with both of them, I will, because I don't want to leave any technical indicators on the table. If something's saying we're going to go to the downside, I want to listen to that. And if something's saying we're going to go to the upside, I want to listen to that. It's not an instance of you can't have your cake and eat it too. If there's bearish RSI divergence on the 1 hourly chart, maybe you move to the downside for a day. But then if there's overarching bullish RSI divergence, maybe the next week is bullish, but that one day is bearish. Think about it like this. It's like a set of nesting dolls. You guys have seen those Russian nesting dolls before where one fits in the other, fits in the other, fits in the other. That's kind of what we're talking about on time frames. Something can be happening on the 1 minute chart that doesn't impact the 7-day chart, the week chart, and then something can be happening on the week chart that doesn't impact the 1 day chart. You can have bearishness on the 1 day, bullishness on the 15 minute, bearishness on the hour, bullishness on the 4 hourly, bearishness on the daily chart, and bullishness on the weekly chart. That happens. And you got to be able to get comfortable with that, because if you don't, you're just simply not going to understand the way that all this is working. So we very much appreciate everybody who's tuning in. We just hit 1,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 before we wrap the stream out. Like I said, guys, if you are interested in learning more about technical analysis and saving yourself time and heartache, because it took me 5,000 hours of researching technical analysis every single day, making these videos every day, learning from chat. I poured my heart and soul, my blood, sweat, and tears into learning TA, and it took years. It is very difficult to teach yourself something. But what isn't difficult is going through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and getting caught up to where I am in the next month. We got 45 videos over there and 15 hours of content teaching you everything you need to know about technical analysis. You're going to walk away from that product with a much better understanding of TA so that you can go and make your thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions trading and investing. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Don't let those limiting beliefs saying, oh, I've never amounted to anything, I don't come from a rich family, stop you. Neither did I. TA changed that. So make sure to check the link in the description.
Yeah, we found the ultimate match for Smay's fandom.
Yeah.
From David Fear, he says, I have no clue what crypto is. I'm just here for the turtle talk.
Boom.
That is
boom.
David, you're gonna love Smay.
We're recruiting new people.
Smay's new show.
Yeah.
I'm making sure there's nothing else. An interesting question, and Jeb, you can answer it now. If you don't know what if you don't know what the answer, or you don't know why you're going to answer, I have an answer for it too. Someone did ask, why do we not seem as concerned about this new bill? Because it seems like every other YouTuber is just freaking out.
Yeah.
But it seems like we're not as worried. Why do you think that is?
I'm not freaking out. I'm just annoyed. Like I am tired of the government not knowing how to steward its finances. You know, the U.S. federal government is the most powerful organization on planet Earth that the world has ever known. More powerful than Rome, more powerful than Imperial China, more powerful than the European Union, more powerful than the Soviet Union, anything. And we suck at governance. We're awful at it. We're so bad at it. You know, I love America. I'm a patriot. I think this is a great nation. But I do have a problem with us not knowing how to spend our finances because, come on, you know, I'm 20 years old. I got to figure this stuff out myself. You know, you move out of your parents' house and it's like, okay, well, figure out how to not spend too much money. Figure out how to not spend $2,000 a month on eating out because you go broke and you have to work 80 hours a week at McDonald's and make it up. The government doesn't have to worry about that. We're supposed to look up to them. We're supposed to have them leading us, and they don't know how to even balance a budget. That's why I'm upset about it. I don't think all these bills and all this stuff having to do with crypto is actually that big of a deal as far as crypto is concerned, actually. My concern is that the federal government needs to raise money for infrastructure when infrastructure is their job. They shouldn't have to raise money for their job. That's not the way that's supposed to work. By the way, we have a very special person here in chat. I want to read this. Charlie Armstrong. Recognize that last name. Said, Jeb, this is BitBoy's dad. Love to see you on Around the Blockchain, and I value your opinion so much. Knowledge for such a young man. Keep it up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Armstrong. Your son is awesome. I love working with him. He's been very generous to have us on his channel so much. We've seen a lot of growth. A lot of you guys drop a 1 in chat if you were here from Ben's channel. We very much appreciate your son, and you raised a good man. Thank you very much for that. I really do value that comment. Thank you very much. Got a super chat.
Yeah, we do. We have some super chats. Let's go over here and read some. We got one from Free Smay the Turtle King. They really went hard with that name.
Turtle King.
Free Smay, let him preach Turtle TA is what we got there. We got another one from Askia Hoiser. I don't know. Cardano price prediction during this bull run.
$20 million. It's going to go to 20 million tomorrow. It's going to happen. It's going to be a $10 quadrillion market cap. No, but seriously, during this bull run, frankly, Cardano rallied so quickly up to $1, and then it surprisingly held it. Cardano's a great project. The issue with Cardano is it's still very speculative. You know, Tim, you were talking about this, I think, yesterday. There was a time there where Cardano was beating all their deadlines. Now they're falling behind their deadlines. They were in the news. They were really hyped up.
Yeah.
Can Cardano compete with Ethereum? That is the real thing that determines what's price prediction. If Cardano is able to compete with Ethereum, and Ethereum is slow, Ethereum has to be very slow, and Cardano has to be very fast in their development. And if so, then there is going to probably be a large price on Cardano. But if Ethereum does manage to launch ETH 2.0 sometime early next year, and Cardano keeps lagging, or even just goes at a normal pace, it's going to be difficult for them. I think no matter what, Cardano is going to go up, even if it doesn't manage to compete with Ethereum the way that it wants to, because Ethereum is not targeting decentralized identification like Cardano is on the main chain with the actual use case of the blockchain itself. So I think it's going to be good. It's going to be difficult, though, for it to go up a lot. I could definitely see it going up to $2, $3, $4, though, in this bull run, to answer your question. But it could go a lot higher if it does a good job competing with Ethereum. By the way, guys, also make sure to check out the webinar. Like I said, this will be going live on August the 18th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I cannot wait for this, guys. I'm really looking forward to this. We've been doing these Kickback with Jebs thing for a while, and I really just love being able to see you guys face to face, talk to you, converse with you guys. You know, working on a YouTube channel, I'm talking into a camera right now. I'm reading your chats, but it's not the same as like speaking to a live audience or talking to someone one-on-one. I really value that. And the reason I really value that is because the reason I get out of bed every single day is because I want to serve you, and seeing your reactions and seeing you guys actually learning is so inspiring and motivating to me. I'm really looking forward to this webinar. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And if you want to be a part of it, there's only 50 seats available because we want to keep it as small and intimate as possible. Frankly, 50 is a little bit bigger than I even wanted, but that's what we're going to do for the first one. We'll see what happens. We're going to be continuing to improve these processes and make this better and better. But I'm really looking forward to this. Make sure to check it out with the link in the description box down below. You only got 12 days left because it happens in 12 days. So, Tim, do we see anything crazy in chat? Maybe do some chat interaction to wrap it out here.
Yeah, I'm looking to make sure Let's see. You know, someone's saying I can feel the passion behind your words. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that comment.
This is this isn't like just a game to us. Like we do honestly care. You know, I'm even gonna go back and answer the question from my end. Like when people say, "Oh, you guys don't seem to be as worried about this," and I cannot agree more with Jeb about the whole thing. Is like it is very frustrating to watch our government do what they do. And again, that is not an attack on either side of the party. It's either party. It's literally an attack on the government as a whole and the system how it works. It's frustrating to watch people. It's frustrating to watch people be so self-indulged and so oblivious to what the people that put them there in the first place. It's like, thank you for your vote. I got it from here. You know.
Yeah, that's a good way.
And here's the problem. This is one thing. You know, I've had this opinion for a while. The reason why I'm not as worried is because I have not had my faith in the U.S. government for a while now.
Yeah.
And one of the problems is when you put your faith and your hope in something so flip-floppy, so like not solid, so like changing,
unstable,
you're gonna be constantly disappointed. Like that is not where my hope is. My hope is in something much, 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 much greater, something way more consistent that will win out day in and day out. If you want to know what that is, let us know. Some of you already know. But that's the reason why I'm not worried, is because my faith isn't there in the first place. They're not the end-all, be-all. Absolutely. They do have someone who will overtake them. Yep. So,
absolutely.
Anyway,
Amen.
I think we did have a super chat coming in.
Yeah, Matt C.
Matt C says, got my spot for the webinar on the 18th.
Let's
Can't wait
go.
to chat with Jeb, Tim, and the Knights.
I cannot wait for it.
Have a great weekend, everyone. You guys are the best.
I'm going to be honest, Tim. It's going to be so hard to not go over that time because it's going to be an hour. I have a feeling it's going to go over.
I have a hard bet with Shannon that there's no way that goes to an hour.
Yeah.
Stops at an hour.
I'm pretty sure it's going to go over because I am just going to sit there and I'm going to be talking all kinds of... We're going to talk about games. We're going to talk about TA. We're going to talk about crypto.
It's going to be
But we're
fun.
also going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's open table. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, guys, those seats are going... I think already over half of the seats are full, and we only announced it yesterday, so you don't have much time to sign up for that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be full by, like, the end of tomorrow. So check that out. We will be doing more in the future, but for right now, that's the only one that we have launched. That's the only one that we have scheduled, so make sure to check that out. Tim, we are going to pretty much wrap it out here. Are there any final thoughts you want to go over?
No, for sure. If you guys love this content, first of all, it's not too late to hit the like button.
It's not.
If you are not a subscriber, join. Be a part of the team. Be a Jedi Knight.
Join us. Be a Jedi Knight.
We didn't even talk about Smeg. Was there anything interesting happening with Reddit this week?
Yeah.
Nothing really crazy. All right. We have a meme review that we usually do, but I don't think there's that much happening this week.
Review.
If you love memes and you love Smeg and you love
we got time for a little bit of meme review if you
make
want.
sure you go on Reddit.
There's
no
some
new
new
ones.
memes.
No, they're not worth it.
They're not good, but they're here.
Yeah, go join. Be a part of that team on Reddit. Be a part of our team on Instagram. We're growing there. We kind of have some new stuff coming out there, new ideas we're going with over there. Like literally right after this stream is over, we're shooting another Instagram video. So go follow us on Instagram. We got some videos coming out this weekend, so that's newer. We've just started doing consistent weekend videos last couple weeks, so don't miss those. Follow us on TikTok. Go follow us on Twitter. I think that is it. We talked about Lux Algo and CT2A. If you guys want to be a part of the team and support us, those are definitely big things that you guys can be a part of. And again, they're super helpful. While it helps us as a team, it helps you a lot too in your trading and your future investing. So
guys, Lux Algo is freaking awesome. It called this rally. It is calling that the rally is going to continue. I mean, you can see it on my screen right here. You don't want to miss out on Lux Algo. Drop a 1 in chat if you bought Lux Algo and you are enjoying it. We have a 20% off discount actually just for our channel. It's called Jeb, Jebb. Use that at checkout. You get 20% off. Guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm really looking forward to this webinar. I love interacting with you guys. But before I go, though, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at CryptoJeb on Instagram and Twitter, and at CryptoJeb Official over on TikTok. I can speak. And I might go and do the weekend video at our new office. I'm thinking about going and recording it there.
Hey.
Might not. I don't know. But the Sunday video is going to be freaking awesome no matter where I shoot it, so watch out for that. The last one got almost 30,000 views. I got a great message for you guys, so make sure to check that out on Sunday. That'll be going out around 3 o'clock on Sunday. Anyway, guys, before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.